Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's episode of Lewis Presents. I'm outside the Mayflower Primary School here on Upper North Street on Poplar and the Isle of Dogs, London E14, here in the heart of the East End of London. This school has now been rebuilt, but what can be only described as what happened here 102 years ago was an absolute tragedy. It was the 13th of June 1917. London was into its third year of World War I. And London had been experiencing bombing raids, generally by Zeppelins flying high in the sky, late at night, terrorising the whole of London. But this day was to be utterly different. 14 fixed-wing aircraft of the German Air Force, Gopher bombers, were making their way across London in broad daylight. They were heading towards the London docks, Royal Victoria Docks at Silvertown. And they flew over this school, and mistakenly thinking this was the docks area, they dropped a 50-kilogram bomb that went through the roof of the school, went through 2 floors, and it exploded on the ground floor, where a group of 4 to 6-year-olds who were infant school children were being taught. A massive explosion happened. 18 school children died, 30 were injured. The first person seen coming out of the school was a school caretaker, Benjamin Bates. He had a 5-year-old child in his arms that had passed away. It was his own son, Alfred. Frantic mothers and fathers, grandmothers, all came rushing to the school to find out what had happened to their children. The fire brigade, the police arrived, and the school was evacuated. A week later, on the 20th of June 1917, a memorial service was held at St Michael's Church on the East India Dock Road. And at the East London Cemetery in Plaistow, 15 of those school children were buried in a mass grave. The other 3 were buried in private plots. I've been down to that grave at the East London Cemetery. 15 children there in a grave, and just behind is the grave of the school caretaker, Benjamin Bates. They said that the trauma he experienced that day and the loss of his son was just too much. This was in the days before we knew about counselling and psychiatric care. It's believed that in November 1917 he took his own life. But in 23rd of June 1919, over in Poplar Recreational Park, they built a memorial to those 18 school children that died that day. Ladies and gentlemen, Remembrance Sunday will soon be with us. Let's make sure we remember these children. Let's make sure they are not forgotten. The Mayflower School here on Upper North Street was rebuilt, and they celebrated the centenary of that tragedy 2 years ago. Let's not forget these people. We will remember them. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Lewis Presents. It was entitled Upper North Street. Thanks for watching.